Hey everybody, I'm Peanutbuttergamer, and welcome back to another video here on PBGGameplay. As you can see, it is kind of snowpocalypse in my area right now. Me and Jeff, we're gonna record some more stuff, but you know, I just can't really get to his place and vice versa. So, trying to come up with some other things, so I figured it'd been a while since I've done a Q&A, and why not just go out walking in the snow and do one? I do apologize, I look a little scruffy. Normally I would shave before I did something like this, but I'm actually trying to grow it out for something in particular. So let's get into it. I asked the other day on my Twitter page for some questions. So that's where I'm getting from. If you want to follow me on Twitter, we'll probably have a link in the description. But anyway, I have a tendency to ramble a bit. So I'm going to try and answer as many questions as I can. Here we go. I'm using... To film this, I am using my iPad and also an iPhone, so I feel a little weird carrying just two screens right now. This is like the most millennial thing I've ever done in my life. I'll try to say people's names when I read the tweets off here as best as I can. Carly says, best character in Action Girls Racing. Well, that's obviously the one that looks like that character from Advanced Wars. It's not even close, really. Everybody knows that, Carly. Come on. Give me something harder. Happy Mask Gamer says, how stoked are you that the Mavs got Kristaps? He's talking about Kristaps Porzingis in the NBA. I'm very stoked about that, but I assume most people watching this probably don't care. If you do care, let me know. I'm genuinely curious. If we have any NBA fans in Peeb world, PB and Jeffville. I'm going to rename the channel. PB and Jeffville. Egabuha says... most favorite / least favorite moment on the gameplay channel. Honestly, that's kind of hard. There's a lot of them. A lot of different like hardcore seasons had great moments and stuff. This is totally random though, and probably not the best one, but it's just the one that's coming to my mind. The freaking episode where me and Jeff played. What is the name of that freaking game where you get knocked around by the balls? That ABC show. Wipeout, that's what it is, Wipeout. When we played Wipeout, that was like a lot more fun than I was expecting it to be. As for least favorite, I can't think of a least favorite. I'm gonna get back to you by the end of the video on that one. Saya Pimp says, how closely did you have to work? Do you have to work with your editors? Sorry, having a little hard time reading with all the freaking snow on my phone. How closely do you have to work with your editors, past, present, for them to get your vision when it comes to your videos? How often do you let them do their own thing, basically, was the question. Usually with people editing the gameplay channel, I try to let them know the kind of feel I'm going for, but I also largely just kind of trust. You know, you have to kind of trust their vision, and for certain things, like obviously they know the kind of thing that we're going for, but if they have, like Todd, for example, came up with the idea of the Peeb and Juve characters, I would have never have come up with that. So I would, you know, if people have good ideas that I wouldn't have come up with, then that's obviously totally welcome. As for Jeff, when Jeff first started a while back, I don't even remember what year that was, but when Jeff was first editing, it honestly was a very seamless transition because we did fairly the same kind of stuff anyway, so he knew exactly what I was going for. Todd pretty much figured it out as well. Todd definitely has a little bit different of a style, but and I think he has a lot. Same with Jack. It was a little bit more difficult with Todd and Jack, not because of anything other than just the fact that it was so easy with Jack because we both did, you know, similar styles of videos. So I don't know if that's a very good answer, to be honest, but you know, what you see is what you get. Oh man, that's not a very good thing to be saying. What I mean to say is we have the best videos. Please subscribe. I'm not sure what to do if I walk past someone while I'm filming this. Like, just walking past someone with like my freaking 2 screens in the middle of a freaking snowstorm. Like, is that gonna look weird? I feel like that's gonna look weird. Master Sword says, for a PBG episode, will you ever revisit a game you reviewed from years back, like a round 2? I've certainly thought about that before, and I usually lean towards no, just because it would take a lot of effort to redo a video. I could just make a new one, and also, I don't know, I'm not always a big fan of like remastering. I mean, I don't know, I like it when they re-release games in HD and stuff like that, but it's like, I don't know, how much different would it really be? I certainly wouldn't never rule it out. But I don't know, I kind of like to just leave old videos the way they were, you know what I mean? Sincerely Me says, if we were gonna get another pet, what would it be? I would love to have a third dog, like a small one, like a freaking French bulldog or something. That'd be freaking hilarious. Nick the Cat Guys asks, would you rather play My Sims for the rest of your life or drink vinegar every time you're thirsty? Can you live off vinegar? I mean, I don't know. This is a weird question, but I mean, I would try to live off the vinegar, I think, because as much as I hate vinegar, drinking it raw would be disgusting. If all I could do with my life is play My Sims 24/7, literally, is that a life worth living? I don't think so. Jared Berg asks, how many recording sessions does a typical hardcore season take? Usually 3. It can sometimes be 2. I don't remember if it's ever been 4. If it's been 4 at any point, I don't remember that. But it's usually an average of like 2.7, which we just round up to 3. Bankshade asks, do you have a favorite season of hardcore? It's kind of hard for me to pick sometimes. I always liked Minecraft Hardcore number 2. Minecraft Hardcore number 5 was really good. And I really like the newest season of Minecraft Hardcore. I believe it was 7. The one with the freaking audio, directional audio. I think that really added a lot. And I'm excited to hopefully be able to use that in future episodes. I don't know if it'll work for certain games or if we'll only be able to do that for Minecraft. I'm not sure. Todd kind of like sets all that up. So those are the ones. As far as underrated hardcore seasons, I think Diablo 2 Hardcore is underrated. Honestly, a boring game to watch, kind of. But the banter with like Paul and Gerard as guests and all the like crazy antics, it was just the conversations that were had during that season that I think were a lot of fun. So I think Diablo 2 Hardcore is probably the underrated one. What's an older PBG video you're really proud of? From the Smarts Idiot. Let's see. I don't know if I would use the word proud necessarily, but maybe. I don't know. I remember watching back a couple of years ago. I watched back the very first My Sims video for the first time in like forever, and I remember it being better than I thought. I thought it was going to be really bad, but I mean it wasn't great. But I was more proud of it than I thought I would be. Stefan Memes asks, what would you like to see in Animal Crossing Switch? I've said this, I feel like 100 times on my Twitch streams. I want to go to the moon. I want to go to the freaking moon. I joked about it once in a video, but I mean it for real. I want freaking Captain to take me up in a rocket ship to the moon, and he'll sing his song while we're going up in the moon, traveling through space, and then I'll meet some kind of alien villager who can maybe move to your town. I don't know. That would be freaking sweet. I really doubt that'll happen, but that would be awesome. Also, I've said this before as well. I really want Tortimer to be dead and be a ghost. Some people think that that's creepy and morbid. I think it'd be awesome. He could live on forever as a ghost, and he could kind of haunt your town and maybe complain about stuff you were doing wrong. I don't know. As long as it wasn't too morbidly done, it was done with like a cheeky humor and kind of like not too sad, then I think it would be funny. I got some on my nose. Or is that just snow? Tall Tex asks, how tall are you? Been curious since I've been watching since 2012. I like 6'2 and a half or something. I don't know. You could round it up to 6'3. I'm either 6'2 or 6'3. I haven't really been measured in a long time. Depends on what shoes I'm wearing, I guess, which would make. I usually wear Converse, so they're pretty flat. So I'm about 6'2, 6'3, something like that. Elim Pancake asks, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? I have a hard time making decisions, so I'm inclined to just say Neapolitan. Is that cheating? If so, then cookies and cream is pretty good. I always had a thing for cotton candy ice cream, though. Cotton candy ice cream can be hit or miss, but if it's hit, it's good. Guys, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get buried in the snow. The snow's weighing me down. I'm not gonna make it. Seriously, look at this. Look at this stuff. Look at this. I mean, some of you probably don't think. Some of you are probably from different places. Maybe it's not that impressive, but like this is the deepest snow I've certainly ever seen in my life, and it's only going to get worse from here. It's going to keep snowing for like another week, basically. Luckily, I have some food. Although our refrigerator did break like the first day of the snow. So all our food in the freezer and the fridge got ruined. So we're living off like canned soups right now. Send help. Mooch asks, do you watch anime? If so, which ones are your favorite? I used to watch a lot of anime in high school. Not as much anymore, not that I'm opposed to it. I just don't watch quite as much anime these days. But my favorite was always Azumanga Daioh. It's a very lighthearted anime. It's funny. I don't know. It always put me in a good mood when I was feeling down. And other than that, I always like Trigun. I like Trigun. Fruits Basket. They're making a new Fruits Basket, I think. So I kind of like my taste of the anime is like slightly retro. Is that retro? I don't know. But yeah, I've heard some good things about like One Punch Man and My Hero Academia, but I haven't seen those yet. I'm gonna watch them eventually. All right, I think I'm gonna turn around. I've walked further than I've ever walked before down this trail, so I don't want to get lost. I mean, it's a straight line, so I probably won't get lost, but you know, better safe than sorry. What's my third favorite reptile from Stay Awesome? It's Guan. Kelly Jewel asks, are you or Todd okay with people homaging? I'm actually not really sure what that means, actually. Gotta look that one up when I get home. Or using a reoccurring editing joke on the hardcore series in one of their videos. I just did one in my newest video, and I'm hoping that's okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't speak for Todd specifically, but I personally don't care if people re-upload bits or, you know... I mean, the only thing I would care about is if people re-uploaded, like, videos in their entirety. I mean, that would be, like, unnecessary, if nothing else. But I don't really care if people use clips from my videos or anything like that. It doesn't really bother me very much. I don't get very concerned. I'm not a big copyright person. I don't care that much about that kind of thing. It just doesn't concern me. Honestly, if someone wants to use a clip of something that I worked on or that I did, I would consider that an honor, probably. I mean, depending on the context of it. If it was someone making fun of me, I guess I wouldn't be honored, but, you know, I wouldn't care or, like, file a copyright claim on him or whatever, so no sweat. If a new Zelda game came out within the next few years, what would you want from it? Says Funlord. It's getting harder and harder to read these questions off my screen. I would like to see a continuation of what they did with Breath of the Wild. And I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. I'd like to make a video on this topic at some point. But maybe make it a little more, I don't know, linear is not the right word. I don't mind that it was open world. You could go to whatever dungeons you wanted. Okay, well, I want the dungeons to be better. Is that like is that a controversial opinion? I want the dungeons to be better, and I want them to stand out a little more. Like, I miss having, like, Earth Temple, Fire Temple, Water Temple, you know, Shadow Temple or whatever. Now it's just like this robot or this robot, and they move around. That was cool. I liked that. But other than the fact that, like, the dungeons moved around, which, again, they use that same like puzzle design for, like, all of them pretty much. I don't know, better dungeons and more memorable music. I like the ambiance stuff. And there was some genuinely really good songs, like the Zora's Domain. I loved that version of Zora's Domain. But just more songs to get stuck in my head, you know? I don't know. I'd like to do a more detailed video on, like, Breath of the Wild 2 years later or whatever the heck it would be called. But, you know, I would have to spend some time really thinking about that. Which channels do you watch? I watch a lot of stuff. This is from XTX555. I watch a lot of channels. You know, all my buddies from Normal Mutant Block, stuff like that. Obviously, I like whenever Barry uploads a new video. I always make sure to watch that. I haven't watched his newest videos the past month or so. I usually like to go back and binge them. But Jim Sterling, I like Jim Sterling's Jimquisition videos. There's a bunch of other stuff. I could sit here forever and list off and try to think of them. I'll for sure miss something, so I'll just go ahead and leave it there. Meta64 asks, what's the meaning of life? Life's whatever you make it. Whatever makes you happy, do that. Norded Hunter asks, best Zelda girl. I gotta go with my girl Medley. No, hands down, no question. Draven asks, how would it feel if Nintendo announced Wind Waker 2? That would be pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I would certainly be excited about that. I would be a little surprised, but I would certainly be excited about it, yeah. Tyson Montgomery asks, I miss the old PBG Gameplay. Are you going to do any more collection series or other types of PBG Gameplay series again? I would certainly like to do more solo stuff. I enjoy doing it. The problem is that it's like I'm a little stretched thin, I guess. I was like, what's that noise? I got a doggy spying on me. But yeah, it's just a little hard to find the time, especially the collection series, because that involves me playing a lot off camera, which obviously I enjoy doing. But with the main channel, PB and Jeff Hardcore, I've been streaming more on my Twitch channel. It's just becoming a little difficult to do it. I would like to try doing a collection series on my Twitch. Basically, I've thought a lot about that. Just basically streaming the entire thing as opposed to just the individual episodes. It's something I'm thinking about. I'm certainly not saying no, but it is a little hard to do it sometimes. That's pretty much the reason. Steph asks, are you looking forward to Animal Crossing on the Switch? Is your favorite villager still Mitzi? Mitzi's certainly one of my favorite villagers. I always like Camo Toad as well. Or Camo Frog, sorry. Sorry, Camo Frog. Camo Frog. Yeah, there's a lot of other ones, but Camo Frog and Mitzi are two of my favorites for sure. Probably my favorite male and female villager. As far as, am I excited for Animal Crossing Switch? Let me think. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. They better come out very soon. If it doesn't come out soon, I can't be held responsible for what I do. I also want a new Tomodachi Life game. I want that too. Come on, Nintendo. Give me everything I want. Dangerously Stupid Gamer says, why not do some solo gameplay vids like you used to for a bit while you wait for the snowpocalypse to end? I actually I recorded through the next putt-putt game. I've been wanting to do that for a while. Yeah, so I did that. I may end up doing some more as well, because this is not going to end anytime soon. The Falafel King asks, what's your opinion on the fan hardcores? Have you ever watched any of them? I have seen some of them. I honestly can say I've never watched one all the way through, just because it would take a lot of time. But I have looked through some of the fan hardcores. I think they're cool. I love that people do that stuff. And to be completely honest, it's a lot of fun, so I really recommend it. I genuinely look forward to doing the hardcore series and recording them. It's a lot of work to set up and get everybody like scheduled on the same time. But the act of actually playing through a hardcore series, I think, is tons of fun. In fact, when it comes to Minecraft specifically, I never play Minecraft anymore unless it's for a hardcore series, because it just seems boring if you could die any second, and it doesn't really mean anything. It's like it doesn't have the same like drama or pressure added to it. Oh no, hold on. Ah, great. I totally lost my spot. I'm just gonna scroll down really far. I'll get to some of the other ones that aren't at the top. Vitamin asks, is there a career you wish you did instead of YouTube? If not, what do you think you would have done if you never started making videos? Also, congrats on 10 years. Thank you, Vitamin. I mean, YouTube was always like, well, YouTube wasn't a thing back in the day, but making videos was always the thing I liked to do the most. I mean, I certainly didn't grasp the concept of doing just home videos as a job until, maybe AVGN. I found AVGN. And like screwattack.com and stuff like that. But even then it was like, dang, you have to be like really big and you have to be partnered with some website or something, because you couldn't make money through YouTube ads back in the day. So I was just doing it for fun mostly. Maybe I thought someone would see the videos I did and hire me to work for a website or something like that. But YouTube would have been my ideal job had it been a thing, even when I was a kid. So not really, no. I can't think of much else I'd rather be doing. Although there are certainly some things I would like to do in the future that don't necessarily involve YouTube at all. But I'm not that old, so I got plenty of time. I think most of the things I would like to do, like maybe write a book. I'd love to write like a kid's book or something like that. Maybe I think that'd be a lot of fun. But obviously I'm not a writer, so it would involve a lot of practice and studying and all that stuff. Also, actually some of the other things I want to do, I'd rather not say, to be honest. A little more personal, or, I'm not ready to, like, talk about it. Sans the Lazy asks, when did your channel really feel a part of you? I think I understand what you mean by that. I don't know exactly when, but there certainly was a point, fairly early on, where it becomes kind of, if you're spending a large majority of your time either working on your channel or thinking about stuff for your channel, it does kind of just become you to an extent, and it can sometimes be hard to like separate yourself from like whatever your internet personality is. So yeah, that's actually something that is a little weird to me at the time. I remember the first time I looked in the mirror and I saw Peanutbuttergamer instead of myself, and that was really weird. And I had to have a long think about that. I don't know. Maybe this is a subject people couldn't relate to at all, but yeah, it is kind of weird. Like, you do start to like associate your entire life with your videos, or it certainly can happen. And that way, and then if you get criticism on a video, it can feel like criticism of you personally. So yeah, that's a dangerous thing you want to try to avoid. But yeah, it can be a good thing too. I mean, to take pride in your work, and you know, I mean, what are you if not the things you do and say and think? So certainly making videos is a big part of my life for sure. All right, I'm gonna answer one or two more, if for no other reason than the fact that my hands are getting tired, and there's people coming on both sides, and I really don't want to have to explain myself, so I'm gonna go quickly. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. I'm not crazy. Hi there. Going good. Pretty dog. I could tell those people were wondering what the heck I was doing. D'Anthony Olson asks, what made you move to Washington, and do you ever regret moving? No, I've never regretted moving. I really like this area. I like the weather. It's great. No, but seriously, I love the weather. I love all the trees here. And I didn't really have it other than my family, which is obviously a big thing. I didn't have anything tying me to Texas. So, and I don't really miss it much. It's flat and boring there, and it gets hot. I like the trees here, and I like to film stuff outside, and like, you can't really ask for much better scenery, really. I think the Washington State is probably the prettiest state I've been to in the U.S. after Colorado. Colorado is just gorgeous in a lot of different ways. But yeah, Washington State is super beautiful, and I don't know, I like to try to get outside and use, I mean, basically my entire life focuses around what can I, like my YouTube videos. So of course, I just like the scenery, and I really need to utilize this more. You really got to utilize the freaking scenery around here in videos. Oh yeah, but I moved to be with my girlfriend, now wife, that's why. Like I said, you know, I had nothing tying me there, and she had things tying her here, so yeah. And I had always liked this area, even before I left. I used to go to PAX Prime before I even met my wife, so I was more or less familiar with this area, and so the idea of moving here sounded fun to me. Okay, one freaking more question. Chili asks, are you ever planning on doing any other games for hardcore, or at least plan on bringing back Terraria? I'm sure we'll do Terraria again for sure. There is a game coming out this year. I don't really know if we want to say it yet. Nah, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm all the way at the end of this video, so if you're still watching, then you can hear about it. There's a game coming out called Hightail. That's what it's called. There's a game coming out called Hightail at some point, and I think that it looks honestly really big. I'm predicting that it's actually going to be a big game, maybe even like a big game on YouTube. But even whether it's popular or not aside, I think it looks super cool, and I think it would be amazing for a hardcore season. So we are definitely looking into doing that, and I'm sure we'll go back to Terraria at some point too. Yeah. The reason we do Minecraft the most is it just works so well for the show. Like, 'cause it's just an open sandbox, you know, and there's not all that many open sandbox multiplayer games you can play with that many people. So that's what we're thinking. And you know, if you have any other suggestions for games, you know, feel free to let us know. Hi. I'm not crazy, I promise. We can be friends. Alright, I gotta go, bye.